Hey everybody, it's Tracy again, and kind of going down the list as I have in the past of places that offer either second passports or residency permits by investment. We come to Antigua, and Antigua is really known maybe because Keith Richards lives there, or Eric Clapton, but not for much else. But it has one of the more malleable and easy to obtain second passport programs. And there's four main conditions or categories upon which you can obtain that second passport. And the most favorable and most widely used is the cash donation concept, where each individual or prospective applicant donates 100,000 US to the National Development Fund, and on top of that, you pay a $30,000 application fee plus 15,000 per each dependent. So, like a family of four, you have yourself and then three dependents, so that's 75,000. And that's a one-time fee. And that $100,000 donation is like an investment that you don't recoup and you don't get anything from. It's literally just a donation. But it's obviously it's the cheapest sort of route, if you will. The second is the pre-approved real estate investment, which can be good in a few ways. Now, one, the actual property that you buy, residential, has to be approved by the government. But for anything on the island that is by the water, nice, safe, etc., just a quick perusal of prices will show you that everything costs at least $400,000. So, there's obviously equity and the potential return on investment in that property. Plus, you're going to obviously live there. And so that's not a terrible idea. The trick is you have to live there for at least 5 years following the purchase, right? And again, you have the $30,000 application fee plus 15,000 for each dependent. Another alternative, the third alternative, is a $400,000 business investment, which again has to be pre-approved by the government, which is difficult because it's not a widely commercialized island, right? Obviously tourism is huge. There's a nascent gaming and crypto industry, but it's hard to find those opportunities, and it has to be an existing opportunity. So to the extent that you wanted to start something, you almost have to start it in advance and then reinvest in it, right? You can't just literally say, I'm going to go get a crypto license, put $400,000 in a bank account and get approved. And again, the $30,000 and $15,000 fees apply. Finally, there is a donation to the University of the West Indies, which is $150,000. Again, it's non-recoupable. Carries with it the $30,000 fee and the $15,000 dependent fee. And it does give you a year, or your dependents, a year scholarship to that university. But for $150,000, you might as well just pay $100,000 in the primary option, which is just donating to the development fund, because you don't recoup that $150,000 either. So, that's kind of the method. It takes 6 months, no matter what option you kind of go under, to sort of process and be approved. And like with any second residency or a second passport or residency program, they look into your background, they do KYC and all this kind of stuff. And it's not very difficult, but it just takes time, right? It just takes time. So, that being said, the advantages of Antigua, obviously the weather, because it's part of the Commonwealth, you can travel visa-free to the UK and other areas. There's also great connectivity with China, Schengen area, and the like, where you can travel visa-free. And, there's a major international airport with direct flights to London and Hong Kong, right? So it's a good, easy place to get in and out of, right? It's just a difficult place to some degree to navigate, because it's not necessarily the most, from a financial services perspective, developed place in the world. There's a great emphasis on cryptocurrency and the incorporation of cryptocurrency, and I've talked about the Antiguan crypto license there before, and I think for crypto entrepreneurs, it's really something you would consider because of their openness to crypto and the licensing procedure there, which isn't really popular right now, is actually somewhat malleable and easy to obtain. So if you were looking to sort of start something there and also move there, it's a good option if you're in the crypto space. And obviously, for anybody, there's no taxation on island. Now, there's intricacies, if you're coming from the UK or the US, and in terms of your citizenship there and what you owe. But it's definitely something to look at, and it's beautiful. I mean, I've been there, and it's decidedly really a nice island that's not overpopulated in terms of tourism, like you see with like a Jamaica or some parts of the Bahamas, where it's just like swarms of tourists. Like you get higher end tourists from different parts of the world, and it's not that intrusive. So, and it's safe, relatively speaking, it's much safer than, Jamaica or the Bahamas. So that being said, that is the Antigua Second Passport Program. If you have questions, absolutely hit me up, Adam@AdamTracy, TRACY.io, and I will talk to you next time. Cheers.